Hey guys, what's up? This is the Demon Corpse, and today we're going to be talking about the Xenosaga games. And I did talk a little bit from the last video, but let's do our own video with this one. Will they ever get an actual re-release? And they will. I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, look at Xenoblade. Like Xenoblade is a very successful series by Nintendo, and Bandai seeing that, and they're like, "Oh, we have these games that are somewhat the same series." So they have planned. They've probably just been delaying it as a whole because they don't know how successful it would be. And it's also like, if is it going to get a physical release here? It's not going to. I highly doubt it will get a physical release in North America. It will probably only get a physical release in Japan and Asia, and it will get released on every platform digitally on Steam, Xbox, PS4, and Switch. That's what's going to happen. And so if you want to get a copy, you will probably have to buy it from PlayAsia or go to Japan and get it for dirt cheap, you could say. But it's just another series that's was not that popular back in the day on the PS2, and it was only released on the PS2. It wasn't released on any other system, and yeah, it has an it's pretty interesting how much the prices are. I mean, Xenosaga 1 is like 25. I've seen it for 25, $30. It's a cheap game. I mean, it's not that expensive. Episode 2 is like around 44 to 50. You could probably get for 60 maybe if someone's selling it for that much. But maybe 50. Let's just say 50 or maybe 40. You could get it for 40 maybe. But that's how much it is as I have seen it. And the third one, that's the one that's like the most expensive, and that one's 300. I mean, it's expensive, and I mean, it's expensive. And then there's another version of episode 3 that has a reversible cover that looks really nice. I mean, it's a really nice reversible cover. And that one's worth a little bit more because that one's probably some pre-order bonus, maybe when the game launched. Like, hey, if you bought it day one, you got reversible cover art. Probably that's what that is, if I'm seeing it correctly, maybe, but I don't know. There's always weird oddities, so that one's more valuable, but I mean, hey, it's you're getting the values worth, but that's the thing. These prices are not, I would say, they will be like this forever. If they ever do announce a re-release, there's going to be more value trying to grab the newer version than the other versions. Like those versions are going to be less valued because hey, they got the dub acting. No one likes dubs. I know some people out there like, oh, the dubs are good. Nah, they can go to hell for all I care. People want that Japanese sub, and that one's gonna be more valuable because hey, as a Japanese sub, it sounds better. It sounds like they actually are taking the actual stuff seriously, than as most dubs. And they're all good dubs, but it's very rarely there's an actual like good dub, because most dubs I've watched are like there's only a few like Helsing and Berserk. Those are the only ones I would say are like really good, and they actually took it really seriously, and that's really awesome, and I do respect them for doing that. I heard Brother was that Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was has a really good dub. Don't know when I'm gonna watch that series, but I am interested in checking it out. I heard it's a pretty good dub, but I have to check it out though. But besides that, I mean, base price, I could see these games being sold for maybe $60 on PlayAsia or maybe $40. How much Bandai is willing to sell these for, but they're going to be very, very, sought after games on the Switch. Is it going to get a PS4, PS5, or maybe Xbox physical release in Japan or Asia? No. If there's an Xbox Japanese release, there's not going to be one. And I think I found some information that did kind of shock me, but Xbox has, I believe, discontinued making physical copies in Japan. Don't know if this is true or not. I have to look at more information on it, but that would make sense why Xbox Japanese physical copies are worth a little bit more than North American physical copies. Because I started seeing them like, why are these worth more than the American copies? Interesting. And I didn't know that they did. Maybe they have, and this is all speculation. I have to get more information on it, but yeah, they've kind of discontinued. they're still doing Asia releases. They're still doing, the west of Asia, like China, maybe Korea, maybe those places as well. They're still doing physical releases, that including Australia. They are still doing physical releases in those areas. They're just not doing it in Japan as a whole. So yeah, the I would say maybe the next 20 years from now, the Japanese Xbox games are going to probably be very collectible. Ones that were only exclusive to Japan, and they're mostly going to be somewhat collectible for people who want to collect Xbox physical copies. Like me, ooh, no. I don't know if I'm going to go that far. I do have some Japanese 360 and some Xbox, but those mostly just because I saw them for dirt cheap here in America, and I was like, I'll grab it anyway, and it was a much better deal than buying it online because most of the time buying this stuff online is expensive. Anything that's Japanese 360, but as a whole, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's plausible. It's Xenosaga could get like a PS4 or PS5 physical release in Japan or Asia, but will it ever get a North American release? That's the thing that I think most people are interested in. And I would say it will probably be by LRG. And I understand most people don't like LRG. I fully get you, but at least they are the only ones who are probably able to do a physical release on Xbox. If they do that, then I probably will buy the Xenosaga release if they will do that. But this is all speculation. This is all we don't know. That's the thing. We don't know because I heard back in like a couple of years ago that there was going to be a Xenosaga HD collection, but then it got canceled, or I mean, looks like it maybe got delayed. I don't know. I think Nintendo came in, but I don't think Nintendo owns any shares of the Xenosaga. I think Bandai Namco owns all the rights to the Xenosaga universe, with the whole Xenosaga series. And I know Xenogears is owned by Square Enix, where they own the publishing rights, and I do think they own the IP rights for Xenogears, and Xenosaga is owned by Bandai Namco, and Xenoblade is owned by Nintendo. So like these games will all get re-released at some point because there is demand. I think these companies know that there's demand for these games. They just need to know they just have to choose the right time to release them. And that's always somewhat difficult, you could say, because there's always so many games coming out and they probably have to delay this stuff because everyone's wanting Metroid Prime 4, and people want this game, that game, all these different games. Even now, Dot Hack, it is true that it's getting a re-release, but I would just say let's hope for the best, and let's hope Xenosaga does get a re-release because it does need a re-release. I do want to play them, but I just don't want to buy the original copies. I mean, I'll be paying base price $400 maybe for just all three games together, just because the third one's the most expensive. But I mean, hey, you never know. I could find it for maybe $10. You never know at a pawn shop, and they don't even know the price. But I highly doubt that. But let's hope for the best. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to support me, go to my Odyssey channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya, scavengers.